Hello, everybody. Well, I need to talk. And JW.org, wow, what they are doing these days. So, I need to do some clarification and tell you the real truth about Jehovah's organization because you know what? They're lying and saying that they follow the truth. It's getting pathetic. And so I'm gonna clear it all up. So, right now, and I know it's not just me, I guarantee there's thousands upon thousands all over the United States, even outside of the United States, that the Jehovah's Witnesses will say that they do not shun one another. So, let's clear that statement about Jehovah's Witnesses and shunning. So, I left, which you all know this already, 11 years ago, in year 2004. I never was disfellowshipped, never had a judicial committee, no elders meeting, no nothing. And this was, of course, long before I got involved with social media. I didn't even start becoming a Facebook member until the late year 2009, almost year 2010. And I left in year 2004. Now, when I left, 99.9% of my relatives who are Jehovah's Witnesses automatically shun me. Why? We all know the reason. I came out of the closet, but still, I was never disfellowshipped. None of them ever, other than my mom, but none of my relatives ever said, oh my goodness, the Bible says this, and the New World Translation says this, and the elders said this. No, they just automatically shunned me. They had no reason other than what I just told you. So there's a statement right there. I wasn't disfellowshipped, and they shunned me. Now, let's fast forward until now, year 2015, more than 11 years later. Now, I see it all the time in social media. People complaining and saying that, oh yeah, my mom, my dad, my aunt, my best friend who's a Jehovah's Witness, they'll say that they don't shun. But let me tell you this. My mom will tell you this. She told me this recently this year. And my little brother, just a couple weeks ago, he mentioned this. And my dad, who's an elder in Tombstone Congregation. They say that the reasons why we don't talk to you, Vic, is because you talk so bad about the truth. And now here's a pathetic excuse that my brother brought this up just a couple weeks ago. And my mom brought this up too, not long ago. You know what, Victor? What if, knowing that you are openly gay and we talk so bad about you and being gay, would you want to associate with us? Of course not, Vic. So it's the same thing about Jehovah's organization. You talk so bad about the truth, and we don't want to hear it, Vic. So, of course, that is a good reason if I technically really was talking bad about the truth. But listen carefully. Now, this is only going to happen in another 11 days. It's going to be my third year. And I know it doesn't sound long, but in 3 years, on July the 10th, year 2015, I will be reaching my third year since I disassociated as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, this is not a rocket scientist. We all know this. All you Jehovah's Witnesses or your JW orgs knows this, that if someone was disfellowshipped or if someone decided to disassociate herself as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, that any Jehovah's Witnesses must automatically shun me or shun you. But did they do that? Well, here's the answer. My dad, Victor Sr., he told me for years that if I ever got disfellowshipped, if I ever get disassociated, unfortunately, Victor, I'm gonna have to shun you. I knew that. My little brother. You know what? When I went to his wedding in year 2010, the moment that wedding was over, we never spoke again. And I guarantee you, he says the same thing like my mom says, that I shun my brother because you talk so bad about the truth. Well, again, that is a reason, but that's not the main reason. The main reason now is because I'm disassociated as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I wrote to the Watchtower Society that I no longer want to be a Jehovah's Witness. But Jehovah's Witnesses don't want to use that reasoning because they know there technically is no Bible scripture talking about shunning. So why do they do that? Well, let's tell you what's been going on this year. Year 2015. My dad, he didn't speak to me not one time since I disassociated myself. That's fine until suddenly he pops up in February of year 2015, which is just a couple months ago. After more than almost 3 years, maybe 2.5 years, texts me, says, "Hey, this is your father. I'm in town. I want to come see you." And I'm not going to go into this detail, but still, he blatantly, I guess he thinks I'm that stupid. He blatantly lied to me when he went to visit me and we went to Denny's. He told me that because of our car accident 29 years ago, that my baptism and my disassociation was invalid. So he's trying to use some pathetic excuse so he wouldn't get caught, get in trouble as an elder and a Jehovah's Witness. Well, Daddy, you're a liar. That's why I can't deal with that. You Jehovah's Witnesses anymore. And then let's go talk the most recent situation, which just happened less than a month ago. My little brother. We didn't speak for nearly 5 years. Again, I'm not exaggerating and I'm not lying. At the moment he got married in year 2010, which is 5 years ago, he never spoke again. Other than once when our cousin passed away, but that was a quick text, just notifying that so-and-so passed away. And suddenly, less than a month ago, he pops up, texts me, and says, he acts like it's no big deal. "Hey, Vic, what's up? This is your brother Ben, or Benjamin. Well, I'm on my way to work. How you doing? What's going on?" Now, of course, it sounds like that's a harmless thing, but it's not harmless. Because I can tell you this, I have the texts to back up my story. Same thing as my dad. When I started talking about me being disassociated and everything, he actually admitted that he has every right to talk to me. Which, that's also a lie. You're lying because technically, if your elders in your congregation ever found out he texts me and we have nice bickering back and forth, he will be in trouble. And he actually lied and said he could associate with me, but technically he's not allowed to. So those are two big lies right there. When my dad and my brother, who are Jehovah's Witnesses, especially my dad being an elder, him trying to say that my baptism is invalid, well, bull crap. And Benjamin wants to try to say that, oh, he's allowed to associate. Let's also say that bull crap. You're a liar. I know if you read this, you're going to get mad and saying, oh, good God, here's Victor talking bad about the truth again. What am I talking bad about? I'm not swearing. I'm not losing my temper. I'm not really rambling. I'm just telling you that you are liars. Now I'm going to change the subject really quickly. It's another big, big, big current lie towards Jehovah's organization. So, I am going to give an example. This is only an example, and when you hear this, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, this is only an example. These aren't real people. So, say there was two identical twins, and the twins are Victor and Benjamin. Now, they both were born and raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. They both got baptized the exact same day. They both started auxiliary pioneering on the same day. They both went to the same congregation. They actually grew up in the same congregation. They both started regular auxiliary pioneering the same day. They even went to pioneer school together on the same day. And lastly, they both became regular pioneering on the same day. Now just listen carefully. You'll understand what I'm going to say in a minute. So finally, I'm just going to pick this date random. On July the 20th, Victor, one of the twins, one day he was at Walmart and he needed to buy a new watch because his watch broke. So he's looking in the jewelry department, and all of a sudden he looks over. He sees something sparkling. He's like, what is that sparkle? Is that like a diamond or something? And he looks over and he sees a very gorgeous 14-karat gold wrapped with diamond rings and real rubies, red rubies, around this crucifixion of Jesus. Now, of course, he's thinking, man, that is really pretty. But, of course, he's thinking to himself, but of course, I know that Jesus was never crucified on a cross. He was crucified on a stake. But just something about it. He just couldn't get it out of his brain. So he went, did a little bit more shopping at Walmart, but his brain kept thinking and how pretty that cross was. So he went home, did his deed, did whatever. Say he had a theocratic ministry school that day, and he did a part 4 at the meeting, and everything went well. And so he went back the next day at Walmart. He wanted to see if that cross was still there. And oh my goodness, that day only, for 24 hours, that gorgeous 14-karat wrapped with diamonds and rubies, it was 85% off. So Victor's like, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. Oh, you know what? I won't tell anyone. And I don't think the elders will ever figured it out. So he looks around. He looks left. He looks right. He looks ahead. Makes sure there's no Jehovah's Witnesses seeing him. And sure enough, he buys it. But without him knowing, Sister Anderson sees what he bought. To be continued. Now let's go to the Benjamin, the other twin. On that exact same day, July the 20th, he went to the post office to see if his package came in, and there it was. He ordered, and the shipment came in that day, the exact same day. He ordered 250 little small pins, and it said JWORG on it. You know those little things you put on your shirts, or you could put on your shorts, little, not really safety pins, but little, and it says JWORG on it. He also got a shipment that he bought some specialized tennis shoes, and on the side of the shoes it said big bold JWORG. He also bought some underwear and socks that all labeled JWORG on it. Oh, and he forgot, he even bought underwear for that. So he was very happy about this whole situation. Now, let's go back to the first twin, Victor. Now, the very next day, July the 21st, the elders contacted Victor and said that they wanted to schedule an appointment, that they have some questions and some current concerns. Now, they were very nice, very concerning. They didn't tell him what it was. They said, can we just come this coming up Saturday to your house? We just want to talk. So Victor says, okay. So he does. He doesn't think what it is. He thought maybe he's going to be promoted as an elder. He's doing so well. And the truth is, he's been a regular pioneer for quite some time. So that Saturday, the elders come in. They sit down. He gives them a drink because it's hot outside. And the elders approach and they ask him, Brother Hernandez, we've brought to our attention that someone witnessed and saw you bought a crucifixion of Jesus. So of course, now Victor's nervous, like, oh, in his mind, he's like, oh God, they're gonna bust me. So Victor didn't lie about it. He admitted and said yes. No, hold on. He went over, he brought it over, and he showed it to him. And of course, the brother did look and said, yes, that is very pretty. And are those real diamonds and those rubies? I, of course, or not me, but Victor said, yes, it is. And it was 85% off the retail price. So the brothers, of course, said, can we hold it? So they looked at it. And of course, they were amazed at how pretty it looked, how sparkly and how gorgeous it was. But in the end, the elders preached to him. They post many scriptures in the Bible. And in the end, Victor was disfellowshipped for idolatry. Now, let's go to Benjamin, the other identical twin. The very next meeting after Benjamin got all these JWORG logo things, he went to the next meeting, which was that Sunday, the day after his brother was disfellowshipped. And he right away was showing to all the brothers and sisters in the congregation. And he even brought, he couldn't wear them because they were tennis shoes, but he even showed them, brought his JW shoes and his JW socks and JW underwear and his safety pins and the pins and the stickers and, oh Lord, and all the Jehovah's Witnesses and the ministerial servants and the elders and everyone, sisters in the congregation, they're like, oh, Brother Hernandez, oh, I love those shoes. And oh, I love those. God, how many pairs of those socks that had JWORG on it? Oh, I bought a 12-pack. Oh, they're so happy. They were just so ecstatic that they were representing Jehovah's organization. And within 2 weeks later, Brother Benjamin Hernandez, he was promoted, and the elder pulled them privately in the back and said, Brother Hernandez, you're doing so good in the truth. And you know what? If you be interested, we're going to promote you as the new elder in the congregation. Now, Brother Benjamin Hernandez, he's ecstatic and he's so proud. He's so happy that he is following Jehovah's organization. And of course, he accepted and he became the new elder in the congregation. Now, here's the moral of the story. What is idolatry? Now, ask you this question. Is there or was there any difference if Victor had a crucifixion of Jesus Christ versus Benjamin having JWORG logo on everything? Now, the true answer is nothing. There was absolutely nothing. Idolatry is idolatry, no matter if it's a crucifixion of Jesus or a JW logo. But though this was just an example and just a fake story, in reality, that's what Jehovah's organization is. People will bow down if you have anything that's JW.org on it. But if you just had the smallest, littlest little crucifixion of Jesus, the elders would disfellowship you just like that. Now, that's what Jehovah's organization is like these days. They want to say that they follow the truth and they don't lie. They're not hypocrites. And you want to know why I and so many other people constantly talk about Jehovah's organization. There's a big reason right there. Because they are completely liars and hypocrites. They constantly, I know I'm one big one. My brother says this, my mom says this, my dad says this, and I guarantee all of those that knew me back then, they just think that I am this evil, mentally diseased apostate, and I talk so bad about the truth. But in reality, it is no different than Jehovah's organization. They talk constantly about the dangers of the apostates. They constantly post Watchtower magazines and different publications. They'll have public talks and how you should avoid apostates, and of course they're mentally diseased. And I know I've mentioned this to my mom in the past. I've argued with her about Jehovah's organization calling anyone mentally diseased apostate. Do you think she could answer me that? She got very mad and said, "I'm done with this conversation, Vic. Leave." The answer to that is she knows I'm telling the truth, but they don't want to hear that. They just want you to just accept what Jehovah's organization tells you that. And that's it. No questions asked. So I wanted to get that off my shoulder because it's been really bothering me, because I'm tired of these people trying to say that they just follow the truth. What is the truth? The truth is not following a religion. And it's like Kim and Mike's recent video. They were talking, and I don't remember the name of the book, but it was a book published back in 1921. This is a year before my grandparents were born. And it came from Jehovah's organization. It wasn't coming from an apostate material. It came from Jehovah's organization. And it clearly stated that Jehovah's organization, also known as the Bible students, that in 1799, now I'm not talking about 1899, not 1999, but in 1799, the Jehovah's organization said that was the first sign of Armageddon. Then it published in their own publication that their second sign of Armageddon coming was in 1874. But right now, all the Jehovah's Witnesses right now, they'll preach and they'll teach that it was 1914. You know what? I guarantee there's so many Jehovah's Witnesses out there, just like my mom. My mom didn't believe, and she was born and raised in the organization just like I was. She believed all her life that it was only 1914 was the sign of Armageddon. She didn't know that it was 1874 first, and she herself didn't believe it until I showed her two different Watchtower magazines. So, you know what? You want to say I'm talking bad? Well, then I'm telling the facts. So, why would anyone want to follow a religion and say they're following the truth? Because you know what, if you want to get interesting about this whole situation, is I believe this, and Jehovah's Witnesses also believe this, that God or Jehovah, which of course I don't like using that word because in the 1981 Watchtower, it even states that they admitted that they came from a Catholic monk. But that's another story. But that Jehovah's Witnesses even believed the changes. So I just want to let you know how a religion. Oh, I forgot. What I was trying to say is that that Jesus and Jehovah are unable to sin. So how could, and you know what? There's so much evidence right now. Freddie Franz, who used to be one of the governing body members, he had a public talk. It's on YouTube. If you don't believe me, you want to call me an apostate? Call me an apostate. Go do the YouTube. There's audios of Freddie Franz, the old governing body, predicting and saying that Armageddon is coming in 1975. He didn't say that he thinks there's a good chance Armageddon will come in 1975. He clearly stated that Armageddon is coming in 1975. And now, they very clearly state that it's coming from Jehovah or that it's coming from Jesus, that Jesus said that Armageddon's coming in 1975. So how could God or Jesus, who are unable to sin, predict Armageddon was going to come in 1975, but it didn't? If they were telling the truth, then Armageddon would have come before I was born in 1977. So I just want to make that clear that you should never follow a religion when they continue to give all these predictions and they fail. And you know what? Just like this whole 1914, we all know this. This 1914, I guarantee, is not going to last forever. I guarantee you this. If I live old, like in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, I guarantee you it when all these governing bodies die off and new governing body members come along, this whole 1914 is going to fade away. They'll predict a new year. And they'll just wash it away and say, we just misunderstood. Kind of like 1874, that the Bible student just misunderstood that Armageddon was going to come. And 1975, that we just misunderstood. And 1925, when whoever the governing body then was, who also predicted the end was going to come on that year, we just misunderstood. So they just want you to just follow the religion still and say this is the truth. Just ignore their mistakes. My church sure as heck don't have that. And though I don't follow an organized religion, I follow a non-denominational. We just, of course, believe that if you believe in Christ, and you're saved. But I'm not going to talk about me. So I just wanted to say that this religion is getting out of hand. There's so much more I could talk about, but I just wanted to mention these two big things because I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of these Jehovah's Witnesses thinking we are this evil. We follow all these that if you're Catholics, oh God, they're horrible. They're not the truth. And Baptists, oh God, they're horrible. And oh, get over it. You're so far worse than any other religion. And you want to call me, oh, you're evil. Call me evil. I don't care anymore. Okay, well, it's been over 30 minutes, so I think I'm done for the day. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.